we will announce that Harold and Art are salaried. They are salaried, and I would add in all fairness that they are both college students, and this is a summer occupation, but they have performed it in earlier summers, and it's a part of their lives.
They're a big smash.
They're a big smash, that's right. So, let's begin the general questioning with Fred Allen.
They're not... I think it's too funny for me, John. I don't know. They're not Lily Dashay's sons by any chance. Well, I don't know. Is there a product involved in what you gentlemen...
Yes, sir.
There is a product?
Yes, sir.
I'm not using the word loosely by any chance. Is this a product that might be found in the home, the average home?
Yes, sir.
It could be found in the home. Is this something that could be fit into the pocket of a man's suit?
I beg your pardon, Fred?
Is this something, I mean in size, is it something that could conceivably be held in the pocket of a man's suit?
Yes, I think it could be held in the pocket of a man's suit.
In other words, it's smaller than a small boy's head.
Sometimes it's smaller than a small boy's head, yes.
But it could go into the pocket of a person's suit, a man's suit. If Dorothy and Arlene would let me look in their purses, do you think I would be able to find one of the things?
No.
I wouldn't find it.
No, you wouldn't.
There's almost everything in there, John. I've looked at it.
I think
Arlene's especially.
I think we're safe, though, Fred. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
But you do have to work together on this job.
Well, they do work together on it. It is not absolutely necessary that they perform together, but they do.
I see. The audience roared, so I thought they were both the fore and back end of a horse or something at a holiday entertainment park. Does this product consume itself, or is it consumed?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it consumed by eating?
Can be.
Some can be, sometimes.
It can be eaten? Are you intimating that it's also used for something else other than to be eaten?
Well, I think...
You rub it in your hair or something?
I think Harold and Arthur will agree with me that whereas it can be consumed sometimes by eating, it also, on other occasions, can be consumed by other means. Wouldn't you say that was fair? Yes. Hmm.
Was it ever alive? Or is it alive at the time you handle it?
Yes.
Which question? Oh, you want, is this a double?
I thought I'd get them both in.
Well, you got them both in. Now you decide what the yes is for.
Is it alive? I'll kill you.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr.
Bennett,
Stern.
aren't you mean?
When this animal was alive, gentlemen, was it the kind of animal that you would not be ashamed to have in or near your own house?
Why should you be ashamed of an animal?
Well, if it's a
You're a little
cockroach,
bit
you wouldn't want it
concerned. When you
around.
say in or near, you mean such as a... We don't want to give you a false answer on this. As
In
a
a
pet of
farm,
some kind.
I was thinking that I wouldn't think they'd be connected with skunks or vermin of any kind.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess in that...
Can
context,
I
we
eliminate
say
the
yes.
skunk and vermin families from our
You
discussion?
can do that. Can't you? Yeah.
Please do.
Would this be an animal that might be found around a farm?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Does it, when it is around a farm, does it graze peacefully in the pastures?
Yeah, actually, this is only, as we said, sometimes it could, it could be, and sometimes.
Is it an animal with 4 legs?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes?
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Is it, I mean, sometimes it has 4 legs?
Yeah.
Sometimes it hasn't got 4 legs? Is that what you're saying, that sometimes it has not got 4
Are
legs?
you asking...
Well, if sometimes it has 4 legs, then sometimes it must not have 4 legs, too.
Could we have a conference, please?
Conference?
Could we have a conference?
You may have
Bennett,
15
I just
seconds.
wish to remind you of one fact.
What?
This can be folded up and put in a pocket.
Is this a bug of any sort?
A bug?
Yeah, flea or something?
A flea?
Yes. Now.
That makes it 3 down and 7 to go.
Thank you,
Mr.
Dorothy.
Kilgallon.
When did you fold up a flea?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 1 minute more because I don't think you're getting very close to this.
I don't either. When it's alive, it can have 4 legs or not, right? But when you deal with it, it's dead, right?
Yes.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
Is it in some other form? I mean, you're not taxidermists, are you? Yes, you are not taxidermists?
Yes, they are not taxidermists, no.
Has the animal been through some sort of a process by the time it gets to you?
Yes. I think so.
Is this process designed to make it edible, or is that accidental?
Yes, I would say yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, is it something like hot dogs or sausages or something?
Hot dogs? Sometimes, yeah.
Well, is it in the delicatessen family?
Sometimes.
Do the people you know eat this?
No.
Well, I'm going to fold all the cards over on the basis of time.
Fred has an idea.
If it occasionally has 4 legs, it could be an occasional quadruped.
Well,
Does it lie still when you eat it? That's what I want to know.
No, actually, this is very funny. Harold and Arthur will now tell you what they are.
We'd like to dedicate this little number to garbage men all over the United States. And our driver, Mr. Lynn Osgood.
Oh, they're garbage boys.
There you go. All right, now the identifying theme.
We are your jolly G-men. We come around each day. We pick your garbage up for you and haul it right away. We bring a cheerful greeting to all you happy folks. We brighten up your cloudy days with little songs and jokes. And now your cans are empty, the entertainment's through. It's time for us to move on. We bid you all adieu.
Panel, Mr. Fogel is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Fogel, apart from being attractive, you look like a gentleman of some brawn. Is that useful to you in your work?
No, not necessarily.
With Mr. Fogel, actually, it's a difficult question to give you guidance on. I would say I don't feel we can answer it no, because certainly an element of physical strength can be applied to so many occupations that I think Mr. Fogel might agree that this element certainly is usable and useful in this area. Would you say that?
Well, I want to thank you, John, because you're very generous tonight. Or are you giving me a no?
I'm just With your permission, we'll give him a qualified no and leave it as a simplified yes. So you
Well,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Vogel, may I ask you this? Do people watch you do whatever it is you do?
Yes, they do.
Would you be considered in any way a performer?
No.
No. That's 1 down and 9 to go. It is true that people do watch Mr. Fogel sometimes when he does what he does. Mr. Gable.
Is there a product, Mr. Fogel, involved in any way in what you do?
Well, phrased that way, I guess we'd have to say that, as is so often true, a product is involved. I would say the concentration here would be on service, but certainly there's a product involved here.
No, I'm very grateful for the peregrinations of your wide-ranging mind. Is it yes or no?
Yeah, there's a product involved.
Would I be able to make any use of your product, Mr. Fogel?
No, I don't think so, Martin. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallon.
All right, I'll bite. Would I?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Fogel, do you work for a non-profit making organization?
Yes, I do.
Non-profit.
That's right.
Gosh, I guessed that one right.
And you describe me as a misleading man, really, Bennett.
Would the non-profit making organization be, by some chance, some branch of the government?
No.
Well, now, some branch of the government, would you be?
I didn't mean only the federal government. It could be
Or
the
even the
state,
state.
or city government.
Or a municipal government?
Is it a yes?
Or a
municipal
county government, Bennett?
Yes. That's a no.
Or a hamlet government?
That all no?
No, it's a yes.
Oh,
Go
it's a
ahead.
yes. Well, is it correct that it's not the federal government?
That's right.
Is it a city or municipal government?
Yes.
Is it a government of a city in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Is it Pittsburgh that you...
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss French.
Well, he's from near. Well, he said 18 miles from Pittsburgh.
Would I be correct in assuming you are not elected to whatever job this is?
That's right.
Is there anything distasteful about your work?
Not to Mr. Fogel, but there might be some who would consider that another pastime or occupation would be preferable.
Does it have anything to do with restraining people that might have behaved badly?
No.
That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Gable.
Is it possible that your work principally does not have to do with people, Mr. Fogel?
Well, I would say principally it does not have to do with people.
Is your work done? Is your nonprofit job in the county within which New Kensington exists?
Yes.
Are there animals involved in what you do?
No.
6 down and 4 to go. Miss Kilgallon.
Okay.
No one on this panel, presumably, would have use for your services, and you do not deal principally with animals. Is that correct?
I don't believe the question has been asked as to whether anybody on the panel would have use for his services. In
Well,
this specific case, if you mean specifically...
Well, Martin got a no on it, and I
On
got
whether
a
I
no.
could use his product.
His product.
Oh, ho, ho. Your product is not an animal?
No.
Yes.
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 Is your product something I could hold in my hand?
Yes?
Would I be unlikely to if I had the choice?
There are times when you would, by specific choice, hold it in your hand. So we'd have to give you a no on that. That makes it 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Fogel, is the product that you sometimes use ever used by felons, crooks, robbers?
No.
I don't think so, Bennett. 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you work out of doors?
Yes, I do.
Do you use your hands in this work?
Yes, I do.
Are the hands applied to something? This something that Dorothy says one can hold in one's hand? Is that what you hold on to when you do this job?
Yes.
Does it in turn hold something?
No.
There's nothing in this product.
Yes, it does. It in turn holds something.
It in turn holds something. Is there something that it holds a liquid of any form?
Sometimes.
But Martin and
Well, if you and Martin won't use it, it isn't the liquid I had in mind. And I don't know that it comes in powdered form yet either.
You may have 20 seconds for a conference.
Well, liquid might be a paint. Maybe paint lines on
Well, I
streets
use
and
paint.
No,
Not
I
this
don't
kind
think
of
it's
paint.
something like that. It maybe does something in city maintenance of some kind.
Well, but what is this object you are narrowing it down to?
Well, maybe he kills off the mosquito plague or
All
something.
right, 20 seconds up. Miss Francis, please continue.
May I assume that you work in the maintenance department of the city?
No.
I may
No,
not
you may
assume
not.
that.
No,
well, if
you
I
may
don't
not.
assume, I'd like to ask a few other things.
Well, that's good. 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Gable.
Have you anything to do with insects or
No, they'd be animals.
things of that I beg your pardon.
But that's not his product.
The question I must assume to have been asked, so that'll be 10 down and no more to go. Mr. Fogel is a garbage collector for New Kensington. Very much. Let's say good night to the panel. Our panel, Mrs. Yates, is self-employed. Let's begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallon.
Mrs. Yates, is there a product involved in what you do?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Is it a useful product rather than a pure luxury?
You say, is it useful rather than a luxury?
Yes.
Well, I guess if we were going to describe it in these relative terms of useful or luxurious, we would have to agree it was useful, wouldn't we? Yes, it's useful.
Could anyone on this panel use it?
Well, under certain circumstances, we'd have to say that.
Well, would you be in a little trouble if you had to use it?
Would you be in a little trouble if you had to use
Or
it?
would you have a little problem?
No, I think we have to give you a no on that, Miss Dorothy. You'll see there are certain elements in your respective lives that would have to obtain before the usefulness of the product would be apparent to any of you. Yeah, well, Mr. Perkins.
Did we establish that this product could be used in and around the home? Can it be?
Can it be used in and around the home?
Outdoors
there
as well
again.
as in, around the home, in the environment of the home.
Well, let me put it this way to be absolutely fair, with your permission, Miss Yates. Here again, it might depend upon the particular location and character and style of the home.
In other words, yes. We can say.
Yeah, well, within those terms of reference, yes.
Cheapers. Anyway,
You can say that again.
anyway you jump, you're in quicksand with this one. Would you be more likely to use this product outside your home rather than in the living room?
Yes.
Can both men and women use your product?
Yes.
Does your product have anything to do with the beautification or improvement of the outside of your home?
No. 2 down, 8 to go, Miss Preston.
Is there anything dangerous or about this product?
No.
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Yates, might this product be used in any way by officers of the law?
No.
No. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallon.
Mrs. Yates, could I carry this product around? From what you know about me, would you consider it unlikely that I would be walking along Fifth Avenue with it? Would you consider it unlikely that I would have your product in my home?
No. 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Perkins.
Must a person be trained or instructed in the use of your product?
No. 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Preston.
That's a good question.
Did I understand Dorothy say she could hold it in her hand?
Yeah?
You could carry it. Would that be the sort of thing you would do with it if you had it?
I think the only fair answer to that question is no. 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Yates, has your product ever been, or is it at the time you're using it, alive?
Yes, in part.
Yes, in part. I mean, it's partly alive, half alive and half dead. Is it partly alive when you're toying with it?
No. That's 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Kilgallon.
May we rule out that this is anything you would eat or drink?
Yes.
Is it solid rather than liquid?
Most of the time.
Most of the time? Can it go from one form to the other?
In the interests of sanity, I'm going to flip the rest of the card.
Of ice, you know, or something that can be melted.
Mrs. Yates, I know you'll find it very difficult to believe it, particularly Mrs. Yates, so attractive, so magnificently garbed tonight. But she puts on her Levi's and gets out there and does a day's work down in...
Not garbage.
That's the one! I want you to meet Mrs. Edna Yates, who is the head of the Lake Placid, Florida Sanitation Company.
Oh, well, all the garbage in Florida is beautiful. Everybody knows that.
And Mrs. Yates owns and operates her own truck. There you are. And thank you for being a wonderful guest. That's my life. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Blood is self-employed and deals in a service. At the same time, we will admit that a product has a good deal to do with the service at the same time. And we'll begin the general questioning with glitch. No, I should explain for those who weren't listening last week that a glitch is a term used down at Cape Kennedy by the Air Force when they're launching or in the process of launching a rocket. It means something's gone wrong and you can't figure out what it is, so you call it a glitch. That's one of Bennett's family names. Now, Bennett, you start things off.
All right. Becky Blood. You're the loveliest Becky since Becky Shaw, Miss Blood.
Thank you.
Miss Blood, you're from Maine.
Yes.
Maine makes me think of lobsters and steamed clams. Have you got anything to do with the sea or seafood, whatever?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallon.
Miss Blood, I would like to discuss this product, if you wouldn't mind, before we get around to your services. Is it a product that I might use?
No, I wouldn't say you'd use the product. No, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Lawrence.
That was fast, Mr. John.
Miss Hemoglobin, Miss Blood, would I ever use your services?
Yes.
You might, under the proper circumstances, you know, all other things being equal, if you had a need for the service which is purveyed and were in the proper locality, etc., yes, you could use it.
Okay. Would I use your services indoors as opposed to outdoors?
No.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
May I ask, Miss Blood, would it help us to decide what you do if we decide what product it is you're involved with?
Yes.
Is it a product that has anything about it that is nerve-wracking?
No.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Blood, is this product in any shape or form ever consumed?
Small country.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is this product, or has it ever been alive? John, you know when something's alive or not.
Oh, yeah, we know when something's alive or not.
I don't think I'd care to eat it, though.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's sometimes alive?
Well, your question, is it or has it ever been the product? And we're agreeing that sometimes we would agree that an element involved here was at some time alive.
When it was alive, was this a four-legged animal?
Sometimes.
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 Was it sometimes a farm animal?
Yes.
Was it sometimes in the pig family?
Yes.
Was it? Have you got anything to do with sausages or bologna?
And to think I'm going to hold my tongue because it's a national holiday and say, well, you're full of baloney, but I wasn't going to say it. All right, 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallon.
Now, Miss Blood, as I recall, you were very definite that I would not use this product, right?
And yet you thought that Steve might, under the proper circumstances.
The service.
He might use the service.
Right.
Well, are you implying, John, and this is just a question to clear up confusion, that you can use the product without using the service? Or
no, the question was, you asked if you'd use the product, and we said, no, you would not use the product. Steve asked if he would use the service, and we said, yes, he could, under the proper circumstances, use the service.
In other words, may I assume that Miss Blood uses the product in order to perform the service for other people?
Yes.
Well, could I use the service without getting anywhere near the product?
Could you use the service without getting anywhere near the product?
Well, I mean without using it myself.
Well, without using it yourself, yes.
Would I see it in operation?
The product or the service?
Would I see the product?
Would you see the product? Yeah, we'd agree you'd see the product, wouldn't we? Mm-hmm.
I thought I was being pretty daring asking that. I thought you were leading me astray. All right, I would see her doing something to the product.
You
which
could.
Has been or might be sometimes partly pig.
I think you're on the right track, Dorothy.
Yeah. I wish I knew where it was. Well, then, is the part that may have been pig, or that is some sort of a four-legged animal, is that the skin part of the pig rather than the insides?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's going to be a sometimes
Product.
I didn't hear the answer.
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
Yeah.
It is the skin of the pig that is connected with the jawbone or something. Now, is there any metal or wood or plastic in this product?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, let's take the occasions on which there is a pig product involved. Is this sometimes associated with metal?
Is the pig sometimes associated with metal?
No, the product of the pig.
The product of the pig.
The sometimes product.
Is the product of the pig sometimes associated with metal in the product which we're talking about involved with the service which Miss Blood performed?
That's right.
I don't know the answer. 6 down and 4 to go. Mr. Lawrence.
Could you repeat that, Dorothy? Could I just for the moment get to the service end of things?
Mm-hmm.
In the service end of things, that you have evidently something to do with the pig.
Poor pig.
Yeah, this poor pig is getting some workout tonight. Do you have anything to do with caring for or feeding of the animal?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
I hope you'll forgive me for asking this, but do you have anything to do with refuse? Things that are garbage-like?
Yes.
Ah, you got it.
You have something to do with garbage, as unlikely a thing as I can imagine looking at you. If you collect garbage, can you do that can you do that and not be employed by somebody? Are you a self-employed garbage collector?
Yes.
Right. Now, this is even a better tale than appears on the surface, because Miss Blood has just graduated from high school, and she
I didn't
started...
know they taught that.
I majored in that for a while.
But she started her own business and has earned substantially the money with which she will begin attending college. She's going to Gorham State Teachers College, right, next
Well,
year.
how can anybody refuse her?
I was going to say, Bennett, it would be an absolute waste. But I think we've gone far enough.
Well, I think
That's translating it right to the litter.
I think things have gone far enough. We're sorry. I apologize for what's been happening most recently, Miss Blood, but we do thank you for being our guest. It's lovely to have you on What's My Line.